Not all effort deserves your energy. And this sounds like a simple statement, but living it can take a lifetime to sink in. We're sold that effort is always good, that trying harder is the answer, that exhaustion means you're doing something meaningful. But effort isn't neutral. Where you place it shapes what it turns into. A moment came that I noticed something I couldn't ignore anymore. I was putting real effort into things that weren't moving, things that weren't responding, things that didn't get clearer no matter how much I pushed. Not motivation, not intensity, just repeated contact with the same systems long enough to see what they actually returned. Once I saw that, I couldn't unsee it. A clear memory I have from this situation is when I was working as a marketing coordinator for a 5-star hotel. On paper, it sounded like one job. In reality, it was 2. I was designing all marketing collateral and coordinating the logistics of how that material would move through partners, guests, and departments. However, I did what I've always done, what I've programmed myself to do. I went forward, full force. I'm not afraid of hard work, especially back then. After moving to the US, if something needed to be done, I did it. But then, a few months in, something clicked. It wasn't the workload, it was the environment. There was no real distinction between roles, no structure, no growth path, just a culture of fake it till you make it, where explaining basic things like what a PDF actually was didn't lead anywhere. No promotion, no second hire, no forward motion. That's when I realized something important. I wasn't failing at the job. I was succeeding inside a system that didn't know what to do with effort. I used to think effort would eventually feel fulfilling. Like if I just showed up long enough, pushed hard enough, something would fall into place. But effort can be real, sincere, even exhausting, and still be completely misdirected. That realization didn't come from failing. It came from succeeding in the wrong places. Since effort can be tangible, it is rare for people growing up to be taught this concept. Effort isn't automatically meaningful. It's not a moral category. It's directional. A direction matters more than intensity. At some point, saying yes became heavier than the work itself, especially when effort started losing its value. I noticed how often I was busy without actually moving forward, solving problems that weren't really mine, helping where it felt good to help, carrying weight simply because it was there. Effort slowly stopped feeling like something I placed and started feeling like something I leaked. And when that happens long enough, you don't feel lazy. You feel mentally exhausted because nothing is landing. So I started paying attention to something else instead, where my energy actually responded. There are a few things in my life that still give me feedback, and I don't think it's an accident that I keep returning to them. Games do that for me. Clear rules, clear loss, clear reset. So do certain routines. Paying down debt, choosing the right font, even slowly. Projects that have a structure you can actually understand. Small things work as well. Music while working, honest conversations, real comedy that doesn't pretend. None of that feels random anymore. It feels like my nervous system protecting something. The part I don't want to ignore. If I only live inside safe systems, something important in me starts to shrink. And the real risk isn't comfort. The real risk is waking up one day and realizing I stopped thinking for myself. That my sharpest thinking only exists in places where nothing meaningful is actually at stake. That I became very good at functioning and very bad at evolving. That scares me more than rest ever could. I'm not afraid of effort. I'm afraid of effort that doesn't go anywhere. I'm afraid of numbness, of losing the clarity to see things as they are, the creativity to solve problems on my own terms. So the way I think about effort has changed. I care less about trying harder and more about measuring whether it actually works, whether it creates movement, whether it gives feedback, whether it clarifies instead of confuses, whether it absorbs responsibility instead of exporting blame. Effort that never resolves doesn't build character, it erodes it. And I am not interested in burning energy just to prove that I'm busy. Lately, I'm trying to stay awake long enough to notice where my energy is actually going. What responds when I show up? What quietly drains me? What sharpens me? And what slowly dulls me? I don't have answers yet. I'm not claiming certainty. I am just no longer spending energy on autopilot. And whatever I build next has to deserve it. This is the endless state. Thank you for listening. I'll see you at the middle point.